Good morning. Good to see y'all at our first Game Fishing Parks meeting of this term. So we're glad to see you here and glad you guys got up and drove so far so early this morning. All the way from the coast. Glad to have everybody here, and especially our commissioner. We're going to get started, but first thing we're going to do, we're going to ask Representative David Knight to get our meeting started with a word of prayer. David?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you give. We thank you for all the gifts that you have given us. Lord, please be with us during this meeting. Bless this meeting. Be thoughtful and ever mindful of all the things that you would want us to do. Go with us and give everyone safe travel this travel today. And all these things we pray.
Thank you, David. We're very blessed to have a great tradition in our Department of Natural Resources and great employees, and we feel like the department's is very blessed now to have a new commissioner who's been well versed and well trained in his private life, but certainly as a member of the House over the years. Former Representative Mark Williams, now Commissioner Mark Williams. We're very, very proud that you're with us today in your capacity, and we wish you the best as you lead this great department and continue the great history it has of serving the people of Georgia and with your great employees. Mr. Commissioner, we know you have some other commitments this morning, and we appreciate you taking time to come be with us. If you would share with us now, and if you would also, we would ask that you would introduce your staff that's here with you if you have that time. We'll remind everyone about the microphone etiquette in this room, and I think we need to switch our mics off as that one comes on. Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to you on your appointment as chairman of this committee. Of all my years in the House and all the committees I served on, this was my favorite, and I will say that it remains my favorite. So what I thought I'd do this morning is give you a brief overview of my 5 divisions, and as I speak to those divisions, I'll recognize the folks that are here that are representing those divisions, my division directors. I'll start with our Coastal Resources Division, which is located down in Brunswick, Georgia. I have here with me today Mr. Hammonds and Mr. Woodward, these two fine gentlemen that drove up. Our Coastal Resources Division regulates the development within the coastal zone. It enforces rules and regulations to protect the coastal wetlands. It develops saltwater fishery management plans and monitors and manages commercially and recreationally fished species. Commercial and recreational saltwater fishing contribute more than $500 million annually to the state's economy and creates more than 5,000 jobs. And at any point, if there's a question, just stop me. But next will be our Wildlife Resources Division, which is in Social Circle. Wildlife Resources Division regulates hunting, fishing, and boating and enforces related laws and regulations and manages and protects game fish, non-game, and endangered wildlife. It manages habitats, populations, and recreations on 10 public fishing areas, 89 wildlife management areas, and 21 natural areas. We license 1.5 million hunters and anglers, and we register 352,000 boats. Annual economic impact of hunting is $1.1 billion with a B. Fishing is $1.9 billion, and recreational boating is $2.1 billion, and wildlife watching is $1.9 billion. Our next division, which is located here in Atlanta in the Twin Towers with administration, is Parks, Recreation, and Historic Sites. And I have with me Miss Becky Kelly. Parks, Recreation, and Historic Sites Division manages, operates, markets, and maintains 48 state parks and 15 historic sites. Manages and protects and interprets associated natural, historic, and cultural resources, and manages 5 associated lodges, 9 golf courses, and other facilities. State parks and historic sites generate an economic impact of $792 million in FY10. Our next division is our Historic Preservation Division. This division is located here in Atlanta as well, and it administers historic preservation grants researches and plans as required to list sites on state and national registers, works with historic site owners to ensure renovations comply with historic preservation standards, and execute and sponsors archaeological surveys and research. In FY10, HPD leveraged $46 million in private investment in communities across the state through its tax credit and abatement programs for historic buildings. Since 1983, these programs have returned 1,333 derelict structures to productive economic use and kept them out of Georgia's landfills. My fifth division is the Sustainability Division, which is it's my smallest division, but it's also located here in Atlanta. This is formerly known as the Pollution Prevention Assistance Division, and it provides non-regulatory assistance to businesses, manufacturers, government agencies, and farmers to reduce solid waste. Land pollution, and water pollution through produce, reuse, recycling, and other techniques, and to promote resource conservation and sustainability. Their services help Georgia businesses and institutions save more than $389 million from FY04 to FY08. So, Mr. Chairman, that's sort of a down and dirty overview of my divisions, but I'll be glad to answer any questions. I think most of the members here are veterans, but I know you've got some new members on the committee, and so we can come back at any time.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Any members have a question for the Commissioner?
I just want you to know our office is always open for any of you guys and any of the representatives to call on us at any time, and we'll be glad to answer any questions.
I do have a question, Mr. Commissioner. I think that was $1.9 billion in wildlife viewing.
Yes, sir.
Is that feeding those quarters in those machines so you can look? It's a lot of quarters if it is. Now that's quite astounding. That's something we need to really take notice of.
Well, that's sort of we sort of come to that figure with folks that buy WMA and use our WAs in wildlife areas that aren't hunting, basically.
Right. Well, we appreciate the work you're going to do for us and the contributions you're going to make, and certainly the contributions that the department does managing our great natural resources in this state, and we look forward to working with you and continue working with this staff. And we appreciate you being here today, and we know you have some appointments, so if we don't have any questions, we'll certainly allow you to be excused at this point in time, and thank you again, and we'll call on you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Good luck.
Committee.
Well, that certainly was a good way to start off, having the commissioner here. So we appreciate him being here, and you folks on the staff being here also. We'll move in now. We'll let you know that we have 4 new members that are freshmen, and this morning our meeting conflicted with their appointment with the governor at the mansion to have breakfast. So when I don't even think we were in the running, were we? Where they decided where they'd go. So they decided to make that trip. And let me tell you, those 4 members are from Conyers. We have Pamela Dickerson, from Jasper, Rick Jasper, and these are new freshman members, and from Lakeland, Jason Shaw, and from Woodbine, Jason Spencer. And of course, Jimmy Pruitt from Eastman is also one of our new members. And the new officers for our committee are Rick Alston. Dr. Alston he's a little bit challenged by this meeting time and traffic, I think, so we're going to work on that. He's the new vice chair, and certainly Stephen Allison, who will serve as our secretary. Welcome, Representative Allison, and we appreciate your service with us. Our staff: Lindsay Thompson, graduate. Where did you graduate? Georgia Tech graduate. And she's appropriately dressed this morning in her gold, and we appreciate Lindsay, and certainly we're glad. She's done great work in the House over the last few years, and we're really excited that she's going to be working with this committee, and we're glad to have him. Ben Lyde, where's Ben? Behind me. We appreciate Ben. He's our intern, and certainly we look forward. We've already developed a great relationship with him with the Ag Committee and Game Fishing Park, so we look forward to working with Ben. Wayne Allen will continue to serve as our legislative counsel. Wayne has always done an excellent job, and we're all very familiar with Wayne and the work that he does, and certainly he's very thorough and very accurate, and we appreciate, Wayne. We look forward to continuing to work with you. Pat Harris, we're blessed to have her to continue her involvement with this committee, and with Ag 2, I think Tom would echo that sentiment. We appreciate her and her input, and we look forward to giving her new and additional challenges as she works with a new chairman on this committee. We'll let you know that we hope that a gentleman that contributed greatly to and cared greatly about the outdoors in this state and what this committee about, Representative Bob Lane, who retired after 30 years in the House and many years of chairing this committee. We hope to have Bob back up with us one morning and appropriately recognize him for his service to this committee. And we appreciate Bob and his commitment to the outdoors and to the work of this committee.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
this is starting my 17th session, and I have never known anybody other than Bob Lane as chairman of this committee, so good luck to you in filling those shoes and taking it on further than where we were last year.
Well, Mr. Chair,
So you've been
well, we're going to work hard at it, Mr. Chairman. It is certainly a daunting task to, and don't even think that we can fill the role that Bob Lane filled. We're going to work at it, and I've already said we're open to any admonition from the staff as we try to educate ourselves on the issues that affect this committee. We need to. I guess we do have enough now. We have a quorum. I'll ask y'all as I speak just a minute about our bylaws that we'll operate under, our rules for this committee. If you'll look over them, we'll make mention of one part of it on the subcommittee appointments on Rule 5. The way we'll handle that, I think in the past we've assigned subcommittees on a as-need basis. Most of the issues we bring before the full committee, but I think as the issues present themselves, is if we see it necessary to dwell further into a subject and with some really additional examination, we will be appointing subcommittees at that point in time. So you will be called on. Some of you will be called on to serve on chair subcommittees and serve on subcommittees. So if you would, I'd ask you to look over our proposed committee rules, and if you have any questions or concerns, voice them now. If not, we will open the floor for a motion. Have a motion and a second on the committee rules, that we adopt the committee rules as they are presented. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No? Thank you very much. We've passed our rules, so we're ready to go from that perspective. We will, gentlemen who are here now that have been a part of this committee, I think we'll just wait and let you introduce yourselves when we have a few more of our committee members here. I think that'd be the appropriate time to do that. At this time, we'll ask for any comments if anyone has a question. If not,
One question.
Mr. Chairman, McCall?
Are you both the chairman and the secretary?
No, you got it wrong one. It's supposed to be pulled.
Okay.
You probably will find your door locked to your office when you go back, and I don't know if you'll have the key to get in or not. We do have the proper one here, so thank you for pointing that out. We recognize you as being a very technical mind, and that was, I think that may have been done on purpose to see just how awake you are this morning. But since you were here for a 6:30 meeting, I think you're probably pretty much awake and up, ready to go. So we appreciate that. Anything else coming before the committee? We stand adjourned. Thank you.